This is the voice of the MPK comment for December 13, 2018. Last December 10, the judgment against Korean journalist Byun Hee-jae and his three other staff reporters was granted. In that judgment, Byun was sentenced 2 years of imprisonment, while Hwang Eui-won, the representative of Media Watch, was sentenced to a year in prison, and the other reporter, Lee Woo-hee, for 2 years of probation. The youngest reporter, Oh Moon-young, was found guilty and punished with fine. These 4 people were all members of Media Watch, a small but patriotic news company. Can you believe it? This happened in Korea, which boasts about the free democracy and the top 10 economic power in the world as one of the OECD countries. The plaintiff in this lawsuit is JTBC, a sister company of the 중앙일보 Press Group, which is one of the top 3 major news production companies in Korea. It is quite absurd that such a gigantic media company brought a lawsuit against a YouTube-based small press with only 3 reporters. The court sentenced guilty to all these reporters, including the fine for the reporter Oh. Clearly, there are 3 unjust and unfair aspects in this lawsuit. First, insufficient evidence. Second, lack of due process in trial. Third, unjustifiable judgment. First, regarding the evidence, the court rejected the defendant's request for 2 witnesses, Shin Hae-won and Choi Seo-won. Also, the court rejected the request for recovery of 17,000 KakaoTalk messages deleted from the JTBC's tablet PC, the key tool for impeaching the former President Park. Why do we try a case at the court? We do not need to try the case if the prosecution of the state itself makes the conclusion. If the trial process fails to defend the right of defendant according to the due process of law and fails to search the truth, such trial is only skin deep. Let's look at what had happened. Shin Hae-won was an actual user of the problematic tablet PC found in the former President Park's impeachment process, as well as the one who knew how and to whom this tablet PC was handed over. From the last year, she held a press conference and told what she knew. Another witness, Choi Seo-won, who was the key person in the former President Park's impeachment, was willing to present herself in this lawsuit, but the court did not allow her to testify for the defendant. What is the court afraid of in this trial related to the tablet PC? Can the court ask the defendant to accept the court decision under this situation? Second, Regarding the trial proceeding, the judgment was granted just a few days before the end of 6 months of maximum detention period. Due to this sentence, defendant Byun must be in prison during the appeal period as well. We suspect that the court seems not like to try the case while Byun is free. And that is why the court sentenced such a time frame despite the defendant wanted to have more thorough proceeding. This is unthinkable under the free democratic constitution. It is a clear violation of the due process of law, and the same issue was raised in the former President Park's trial as well. The original intention of the principle of fast trial is to protect the defendant from undue delay and detention. The assumption in this principle is that a defendant must want a fast trial. However, in this lawsuit, the defendant Byun himself wanted to try the case in full scale with more time and present every evidence possible for helping his side. Therefore, making the trial court judgment in haste against the will of a defendant is a clear violation of the human right of defendant and a denial of truth-seeking effort. Lastly, regarding the unjustifiable judgment, the charge of this case was the defamation by the false information. The plaintiff JTBC itself has been claimed as a fake news source, spreading unconfirmed allegations, but it did not receive any punishment by law, except few minor criticism by the Korea Communications Commission. Despite having its own flaws, it brought a lawsuit against another news reporters, claiming fake news. Also, regarding the problematic tablet PC, many facts were already revealed through another broadcasters, and several JTBC's articles were found false, as Byun argued. Then, how can Byun be charged of defamation by false information? As such, considering the lack of evidentiary investigation, undue trial process, and unjustifiable judgment, Judge Park Ju-young's judgment on December 10 vividly showed the serious crisis of rule of law in the Korean society. Concerning current situation, I think that the worst crisis of rule of law was caused by the court and the members of the court. Ordinary Koreans indeed recognize the importance of rule of law and have a strong will to protect this principle. I believe that the movement of the ordinary people will overcome the crisis caused by the Justice Kim Myung-soo and his fellow judges and re-establish the true meaning of rule of law and free democracy.
지금 김명수 대법원장 이하 법원의 일부 구성원들이 초래하고 있는 이 법치의 위기를 능히 극복할 만큼 강한 저력이 있는 것이라고 믿겨집니다. 여러분,
Isn't it astonishing? While the judges and the court members, the pillar of rule of law, are destroying the principle by their own hands, the power of unknown and unseen grassroots who have been raised for 70 years in the free democratic Korea is going forward to setting up the true rule of law. I think that this amazing miracle is ongoing at this moment. I just came back from the interrogation for another case in which we made a complaint against Shim Soo-mi, JTBC reporter, I am representing the plaintiff. This case is also related to Byun's trial and the tablet PC matter. We discovered that JTBC reporter Sim Soo-mi committed perjury. The fact that she lied in court was so clear that even the police investigator did not feel any necessity for further investigation. In this lawsuit, Sim Soo-mi claimed that she exchanged the text message with the prosecutor No Seung-kwon in the process of obtaining tablet PC. The attorney questioned about the fact that the carrier of the cell phone used in sending the message is different from the evidence submitted. The cell phone carrier of the reporter Sim Soo-mi was SKT, but the carrier marked on the evidence photo was KT. It simply doesn't make sense. Ms. Shim then made a lame excuse, saying that she actually used her mother's cell phone, and that made her miss the chance to avoid being accused of perjury. However, Son Yong-seok and Jo Taek-soo, both JTBC reporters, swore that Jo Taek-soo was the one who exchanged the text message with the prosecutor No. This statement was the completely opposite with what Sim Soo-mi said in court. Nonetheless, the perjurer, Shim, did not receive any punishment and freely moved around. But the people who raised a reasonable doubt regarding how to get the tablet PC are confined in prison.
정보에 대해서 삭제한 기록, 연락처와 카톡 내용에 대해서 삭제한 기록에 대해서 모해 증거
How can this happen? Not only this, there is another perjury of JTBC regarding tablet PC case. According to the National Scientific, Criminal and Investigation Laboratory report, there is another evidence proving JTBC's statement on the tablet PC as false. JTBC claimed that Go Young-tae, another key person in the former President Park's impeachment, issued the press release saying that he did not meet any reporter from JTBC, but it seems not true because other than JTBC. There was no press company that reported the press release from Go. Also, there was no reason for Go to issue such a press release right before hearing at the National Assembly, where he testified that he met a reporter from JTBC. He must know that he would be punished for perjury if he lies, and it is common sense that he would not bear such risk. Lastly, JTBC had never mentioned about Go's press release until the recent court trial. That gave us the reasonable doubt that JTBC fabricated the fact in a hurry to make some excuse for its own report, which was opposite to Go's statement at the National Assembly.
마지막으로 2년간 JTBC는 보도자료 이야기를 꺼낸 적이 없었습니다. 그러다 추궁받아서 말이 궁해지자 그 말이 급조되어 나온 것입니다.
We are angry and in despair because the truth of the tablet PC is still buried. Looking back 2 years ago, we all thought that Korea has sunk under the water due to huge lies of JTBC on the tablet PC and spent many nights with tears. However, For 2 years, thanks to the efforts of so many people, the truth of the WPC started to uncover bit by bit. I believe that the truth will be revealed completely in the near future. Especially, I would like to warn Judge Park Ju-young and the prosecutors related to this case. These people committed not only the violation of the free democratic and constitutional order, but also may be regarded as criminals who helped Kim Jong-un in North Korea. The criminal of crime against humanity, even though they do not want, they will be asked to answer for what they did for Kim Jong-un under the name of the transitional justice. I believe the day will come definitely. Therefore, please return to the right path of the history. Now, the direction of history will not go together with Kim Jong-un. Please escape from the group that helps Kim Jong-un and cast off the shameful name as the cooperators of crime against humanity. Please urgently join to save Korea. For the people who are devoting their life to this fight, please endure more and be strong. Thank you.